Howdy, y'all. The first chapter of my fantasy novel, Guardian of Innocence, is now available for free. Click the link in the description below and join me in an old-school good versus evil story where Cole Larys, a disillusioned mercenary, suddenly finds himself dropped into the middle of a destiny he never asked for as the protector of Jania Sarine, a blacksmith's daughter who may hold the answers to finally stopping a millennia-old threat to the world of Rosetta. Cole's perceptions of love, family, trust, loyalty, as well as his very beliefs in fate versus free will, shall be tested as he struggles to keep Jania safe from the minions of the dreaded Zabor Tal, former champion of the gods and now ruler of the long-forgotten Yis Empire. Click the link below, enjoy the first chapter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and help it grow so that I can bring you the full story in the near future. Thank you, and enjoy the video. All right, let's talk about this. Now, as I mentioned, this Saturday on Sci-Fi Saturday Nights on OBG70's channel, Mike and I will be talking about Babylon 5 as our topic of the week. But Babylon 5 is in the news because it has a reboot coming from J. Michael Straczynski himself. The actual creator is in charge of the reboot, but it's going to be on the CW. But the CW is on sale. It's for sale right now. We all know this, and part of the deal possibly is that those in charge of making the shows could still do whatever they want, no matter where it's sold. But now, this happened 3 days ago. Okay, wow, this happened 3 days ago. I just heard about it today. Anyway, Babylon 5 reboot delayed as CW defers series pickup. According to Patreon, we're going to go over this together. I haven't read this article yet. I didn't have time for the show. Let's zoom it in. Wrong window, stupid. All right, that's a boomer point. I'll take a boomer point for that. I did it again. Let's make it bigger for you guys. All right, so according to a Patreon update from JMS himself, the CW has declined to pick up his B5 reboot this year, but there is still hope for the long-awaited project revisiting his fan-favorite series. What? No, long-awaited. Nobody has been awaiting a Babylon 5 reboot. Ask any Babylon 5 hardcore fan, and I am not. I'm going to state that I've said it in videos before. I'm going to say it again. I am not a hardcore B5 guy. I have watched it. I watched its original televised run. I watched it in syndication for years over and over again because I would get home from school and it's what was on TNT in the afternoon, late afternoon, early evening. And I was just leaving on while I did shit when I got home. I've watched it so many times. I don't hate it. I'm just simply numb to Babylon 5 at this point. I am numb. I've seen it so many times. And I as recently as 2019, I did a full rewatch in 2019, right before the coup started. Literally, right before it started, I did a full rewatch, all 4 seasons and the 5th season finale, because season 5 is garbage. Again, tune in on Saturday night for opinions and takes just like that. So I don't hate it, but I still respect it. I don't need to ever watch it again, but I respect it. And Babylon 5 deserves to be on its pedestal, left alone, not touched. It is a perfect example of excellent storytelling, a thought-out, well-planned, well-executed story with a phenomenal cast. I may be tired of it. I may never want to see it again, but you cannot argue that the Babylon 5 cast was damn perfect, especially when you anchored it in season 2 with Bruce Boxleitner, the Scarecrow himself. Scarecrow and Mrs. King. Come on, guys. I'm old. Give me a break. So Straczynski said CW President Mark Pedowitz, still that name, a self-described B5 fan, yeah, right, who worked at Warner Brothers during the production of the original series, called the new pilot a damn fine script and said he was taking a highly unusual step in rolling the project and the pilot script into next year, keeping B5 in active development while the dust settles on the sale of the CW. JMS continues, here's the bottom line. Yesterday, B5 was in active development at the CW for Warner Brothers for fall 2022. Today, B5 is slated for 2023. That is the only difference. All right, that's pretty much it. That's all we got to work with, and that's all that really matters. No, that's not what really matters. What matters is that this shouldn't be happening. This should not be happening. This show was perfect the way it is. Even the dated CGI still holds up. And I'll talk more about that in the on the show on Saturday night, 8 p.m., 5 Pacific on OBG70's channel. Check us out. Join us. We're going to have a good time. This shouldn't happen for a lot of reasons. One, you're not going to keep the B5 faithful, the hardcore B5 fans. You're not going to keep them. You're not, because they want to. If they want to see a reboot, they want to see the story they know, not something made for today. Because let's be honest, JMS he's a progressive. I'm not going to call him a far leftist. I don't follow him online. I don't know what he said lately. But Babylon 5 had a lot of progressive tendencies. But it took the route of Star Trek The Next Generation and allowed you to make your own decision on whether or not the content you were seeing played out in the right way. It left it still open to interpretation. It didn't hammer you over the head with agenda. JMS of 2022, 2023, who knows what he's going to do? Has he bent, bowed, succumbed to the woke, cancel culture, SJW, virtue signaling, agenda, intersectional, feminist crowd? I don't know. And frankly, I don't want to know. I don't want to. But this show could reveal it all, and it could ruin it for everybody. And it could taint the legacy. Some people say it can't taint the legacy. Well, it could very well taint the legacy of Babylon 5. So this reboot should not be happening. When it happens, I will cover it. I have the experience. I have the necessary B5 credentials. I will cover it, and we will find out together. But until then, I am on the record. This should not be happening. Let's see. No reboots in general. Yeah. Reboots in general. Nowadays, the word we are going to trash and burn the franchise now. Yep. No Babylon 5 reboot. Don't want the reboot. Bridget Werderman. Did I say that right? Werderman. They could make the show about B4, what happened 1,000 years ago, or B6, what will happen in the future. Well, that's the problem. And that's going to be one of my complaints. We know the entire future of the original Babylon 5 universe. They showed it to us. We know it all. I'll talk about that on Saturday. I'll leave that commentary for Saturday. Thanks for watching, everyone. I don't do Facebook. I will never do Twitter. If you want to reach out to me, email me at therednerd@gmail.com. I'm on Getter now, at TheRedNerd, the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can also follow me on Odyssey at The Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.